As a musician in 2024 and beyond, you want to have direct access and control over your fans and audiences. This is primarily because of the rate of change things are happening in the music industry, and with technology. Right now, TikTok is the most popping thing. A few years ago it was Instagram, before that it was Facebook, and before that it was MySpace. So things are changing and they're changing more rapidly. So in this video, I'm going to give 5 reasons why you want to be in control of your audience. Number 1, because of financial stability and independence. If you have your own audience, you do not have to give anyone a cut of any sales. You do not have to pay to get access to them. So you are in more control of how your money is being used within your ecosystem of fans and audiences. Now, this is primarily due to the fact that if you look at all these online platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, etc., these platforms typically require you to pay to play, which basically means you use money to get access to your own audience. This is different if you're using groups, for example, on Facebook. But if you have a business account on Instagram, you basically only get access to 2% of that audience unless you boost your posts to get access to your audience. And the price of ads fluctuates throughout the year depending on demand, and it may probably and will probably only increase. It will never go down. So you keep on seeing less and less return on the money you're putting in for adverts, for example. But if you have something like an email list, the email will always go through more or less for free. Yes, if you're using a platform that charges, that will always be a constant fee, but it will never change over time or in a short period of time. So you have better control of the finances going in when you're using your own direct contact methods. Number 2, you have creative control. You should be able to, if you have your own platform, to design it in a way that makes it free for you to express yourself how you'd usually express yourself. For example, if you're using WhatsApp groups, you can speak in whatever voice, you can swear as much as you want, you can post as many pictures as you want, of any kind of pictures you want, because you are in control of that creative platform with a little guidance, obviously. If you have your own email, you can do the same thing. If you're using Telegram, you can do different things. So there are different creative controls that you have, and easily be able to give the information you want to give in whatever format you want to give. For example, if you had your own website can be however you want it to be. You can have your own blog in there, and it can be whatever color, can be whatever format. You can the frequency can be whatever you want. So you have the freedom of being an actual independent creative and musician. So that is one of the reasons why you want to have control of your audience. This leads to the next point, number 3, enhance marketing and promotion. If you have direct access, you are most likely should not be competing with other eyeballs in terms of marketing anyway. What does this mean? If you go on to this YouTube channel, for example, if you're watching this video, there's a high chance there was an advert that popped up before or in the middle or at the end. So the experience of you watching this video can be changed and will impact how you are receiving information. But if you were to say watch directly on another platform or my website, for example, I can stop all ads and you can get this video with no obstructions. And then I have different kind of control over how you are receiving information. So this is another important reason why you want to have control over your audience, because it enhances how you promote. You also don't have to pay for different type of things, so it makes it cheaper in the long run. So I highly suggest you put in efforts to owning your audience. That brings up to the next, long-term career stability. Now we all know musician lifespan once you're popular is not so long. Generally speaking, you can pop for 3 or 4 years, and then afterwards it tapers off and then it dies away. So 4 years is not a long career in anything really. But if you were to be a famous artist and then own your audience, long after your fame has dwindled, you can still have access directly to the people that still love your music. For example, there's a musician known as Ryan Leslie. Ryan Leslie used to be making a lot of people listen to his music when he was signed, but he would only get a fraction of that money because of how the record label works. But now he only gets about 1,000 to 10,000 people listen to his music, and he's making more money because he owns his audience of core listeners that love his music. I don't know if he's still doing it, but I remember when I started getting into independent musicians and being a business as an independent musician, that you need to own the core people that love your content, weekly come and watch your content, because those people will keep your career going and keep things going in the long run. Last one is personal and professional fulfillment. When you have a direct contact with your audience, they'll be able to tell you how different aspects of what you do has impacted their career. If you go throughout my YouTube channel, for example, you'd see people posting that I've been watching you for an X amount of years and everything I know is because of you. So that is some kind of fulfillment because I know I've impacted several musicians on how they'd improve in their music career, for example. But if you want a deeper connection, you go into instant messaging or email messaging, where you get the more direct contact, which actually helps improve your mood, especially when you're going through the downs of the music career. Because you have this constant engagement with your audience, there is a level of fulfillment that, yes, I'm not making millions and millions of rands, but I'm definitely impacting people's lives, which is sometimes bigger than the finances. But that's just one aspect of why you want to own your audience and have access to your audience. Now, I've given you 5 reasons why you want to own your audience, but here are examples of how you can go about doing that. So you can use WhatsApp groups. That's very big in my current structure. Email marketing is really big. I use Aweber. I'll leave a link in the description, affiliate link obviously. And then there's also other platforms. Telegram, it does have access to groups. I don't use it particularly because I don't know a lot of musicians in my realm that use it for that aspect, but Telegram is another one. And then you could also use groups on platforms such as Facebook groups, and then you can build your own website where you have the blogs running, and then you have a group where you post specific kind of content to help the group out. And then YouTube also has its own platform where you can get a group going along and kind of nurture how you want to engage with your audience. But if you want to learn more about the music industry in general, I highly suggest that you subscribe to this channel and keep the movement going by leaving a comment in the description below. And don't forget, if you found anything useful in here, there is a comment section below.